Okay, this is the first of many presentations. The first of the 4 presentations we'll have from each team. So you make the debut. All the very best. Go ahead, Shreya.
Uh, Thank you. Please let me know if my screen is visible.
I'm
It is.
letting you know that your screen is visible.
If somebody could confirm if the screen is visible.
It is. We can see
Okay,
it.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks a lot, everyone. So we are part of the SEVA team and we represent A of the SEVA. And A, what's given to us is Ananya Bhakti. So let's dwell and look into what Ananya Bhakti means. So what is the definition of Ananya Bhakti? As per our dear Swamiji, Ananya Bhakti means the mind should be attached to the divine realm alone, and that it should not be attached nowhere in the world, neither to the family, nor to the worldly objects, nor to prestige or material situations, nothing. Now, this definition initially scared me, and I was thinking, how could I not be attached to that family? How could I not care about my family? And only when I started attending the classes more and more, and with my interaction with Nitinji and rest of the participants, I understood the true meaning of this definition. So I learned that duty and devotion can go hand in hand. So we are not attached to any of our family or worldly objects. Doesn't mean that we give up everything. So doing our duty is one thing and getting attached is another. We could do our duty without getting attached as well. Like a teacher who looks at her students in the class, she would take care of all of them with equality. But at home, she's very much attached to the kids. So there is always a difference between duty and the attachment. So it doesn't mean that she doesn't love her kid at home. She loves her, but at the same time, without being attached, she looks at the overall welfare of the kid. And the next aspect is you serve with neutrality. You neither get very attached nor you hate them, but with neutrality, with an equanimity. And the other thing that you have to keep in mind while doing your duty without attachment is that you know that you don't own it. Like, let's say that you're in a family, you love your spouse, you love your kids. Yes, we are not telling them don't love them, but know that they belong to God. They're part and parcel of God, and you need to take care of them like they are, the ownership of them, of the kids or your spouse is with God, and you are just a caretaker. So we attach our mind to God, while at the bodily level, we take care of all our duties and we perform all our duties without any attachments. And God says, listen, I did not desire you to be attached to this world. I made this world because you will need it for your body. Like you see the magnet, if it gets attached, and if you're holding onto the magnet and you get attached to the worldly objects, you wouldn't be able to perform your duties that easily when compared when you are detached. And the next question comes up is, why should we practice Ananya Bhakti? Again, taking from our Swamiji's lectures, the entire world, right from an ant up to Brahmaji, is in the realm of the 3 gunas, the Sattvagun, the Rajogun, the Tamogun. And when we attach our mind in this world, anywhere in this world, our mind will take on the qualities of this gunas. As you know, Rajogun, it's needed for the passion, and Tamogun represents the tamasic tattva, some state of rest. And Sattvagun is also very much binding, although it is more inclined towards a state of peacefulness. But when these 3 are in the right proportion, it is good. But when they are out of proportion, it's bad. We need these gunas to operate in this material world, but at the same time, we don't want to stay in this material world forever, as this is not our true home, but rather it is a bridge which we need to use to reach our true home. So if we attach our mind anywhere here, our mind will take on to the qualities of the gunas. In other words, it will become more material and it will become more dirty. So we are in the business of cleansing the mind. So to cleanse it, you attach it to the divine realm. And how do you attach it to the divine realm? God has given us name, form, pastimes, and the places, the dham. So we attach our mind to these while doing our work here. And while we attach our mind to God, it becomes cleansed, it becomes more pure. The next question would come, how do we practice Ananya Bhakti and what are the characteristics of Ananya Bhakti? So there are two aspects of Ananya Bhakti. The first aspect is that God says, love me alone and only me. So our heart and mind should be filled only with loving thoughts of Radha and Krishna. And we have one mind, one heart. So we can't say that I would love the God and I would love the world as well. We could only love one thing at a time. Even the latest scientific research tells that multitasking cannot accomplish much. It doesn't take much focus to any of the tasks, and we need to focus on a single task. So the same thing here, we need to attach our mind and our heart to God. And if you're thinking of a family, material family, we are not thinking of a divine family and vice versa. And we should know that the material world and the divine worlds are opposite in nature. If we allow anything or anyone from the material world to reside in our heart, then Radha Krishna will not enter. So we need to purify our heart of all the material dirt and invite Radha Krishna into our hearts. And the second aspect of Ananya Bhakti is that no matter what the behavior of the beloved, we will always remain exclusively devoted to him. Now, this doesn't happen in the material world, nor is it practical to apply this in the material world. The material relationships are based on give and take. But unlike the material relationships, the spiritual relationship with God is not that way. We just love him, irrespective of whether we see him or we don't see him, whether he's reciprocating or he's not reciprocating. Sometimes we think that he's not reciprocating, but he might be reciprocating and we might not be perceiving it. And as we learn from these classes, God reciprocates to an extent we love him. And our God's behavior can take three forms. Either he can love us like how he loved Yashoda's gopis and the gopas, or he could get angry with us, how he got angry with Shishupal and Kamsa, or he could remain neutral towards us, like how he externally, appearingly he remained neutral towards the gopis after leaving Vrindavan, but he was always thinking of them. But to the gopis, he was not there. He was remaining neutral. So he could remain in any of the state to us, but we should always continue to remember him and love him. We should know that even though Lord Krishna, he was angry with Shishupal and Kamsa, they continuously thought of him, even in the mode of hatred. They would always think of him in that mode. So all of them demonstrated that, they always remembered Krishna irrespective. And the gopis also always thought of Krishna even after he left Vrindavan. So that way, we should also always remember Krishna and always have him in our heart. And coming to the next slide, how do we practice Ananya Bhakti? I would like to invite one of our team members, Jigyasa ji and Purva ji, to present the slide here. If you could raise your hand.
Very nice. I see a couple of new faces today. Not new, but I'm glad you're able to turn on your camera. Please go ahead.
Okay, Radhe Radhe everyone.
Radhe,
Yeah,
Radhe.
so Sri Rama has already covered beautifully. So we'll just we'll summarize how can we practice Ananya Bhakti. So A stands for always think of presence of God and Guru. Never engage in kusang. So we should avoid this judgment as possible. Always chant the holy names of Sri Radha. Next, Purva will present.
Radhe Radhe Purva ji.
Radhe Radhe everyone. Never waste time on worldly things. Wise yearn for Sri Radha Krishna's divine darshan. A is always engage mind in Roop Dhyan, Bhajan, Kirtan, pastimes, also visiting holy places. Over to you, Sri Ramya ji.
That was a nice
Okay,
device
thank you.
by the team.
Jigyasa ji and Purva ji have presented a way how we can practice Ananya Bhakti on a day-to-day basis. I'll repeat and summarize the points quickly for all of you. Always think of the presence of God and Guru. Never engage in kusam. Always chant the holy names of Sri Radha. Never waste time on worldly things. Yearn for Sri Radha Krishna's divine darshan and always engage mind in Roop Dhan, Bhajan, Kirtan and pastimes. These are something which we can do on day-to-day basis. Also, we would come up with a question. If I'm always thinking of God and if I'm always in the divine realm, who would take care of me? Would I really be taken care of? And Lord Sri Krishna, he clears this question when Arjuna asks him in the Bhagavad Gita, shloka number 22. Ananyaschintayanto mam ye jana paryupashate tesham nityapi yuktanam yogakshemam vahamyaham. Meaning, there are those who always think of me and engage in exclusive devotion to me. To them, whose minds are always absorbed in me, I provide what they lack and preserve what they already possess. God is telling them that he would take care of them and he would take care of the devotion and he would enhance it. And look, please emphasize on the word exclusive devotion. Ananya means exclusivity. And Sri Krishna says that he is easy to attain, but only to those yogis who are Ananya Chetaha, meaning their mind is absorbed exclusively in God. And Ananya Bhakti is also highlighted in many of our Vedic scriptures. In Bhagavatam, we have the shloka, Mamekam eva sharanam atmanam sarvadehinam, meaning surrender to me alone, who am the supreme soul of all living beings. In the Ramayana, they say, Eka baroso, eka bala, eka asha vishvasa. I have only one support, one strength, one faith, one shelter, and that is Sri Ram. And the Narad Bhakti Darshan says, Anya sharayanam tyago na anyata, means give up, surrender to the external world or surrender to anything else and surrender to God alone. So this is our crisp presentation. And we would like to thank you all for the SEVA opportunities. And from all of us from the SEVA team, thank you very much.
Wonderful. A round of applause for the entire Ananya team. Fantastic job, Sri Ramya and team. And I love the way you divided and conquered the definition of Ananya, Jikyasaji and Purvaji coming on board. And I'm sure your other members chimed in as well. That was very well thoroughly researched presentation. So kudos to you, Sri Ramya, and the fact that you were the first team to go. And if it inspires you, fill in the feedback tracker. You can join our Ananya team. It was very, very well presented and very well articulated. And Ananyata is a very important concept in spirituality where God demands exclusivity. Okay, that is the state we have to reach. Now, exclusivity means for our Ishtadev. Now, Ishtadev, we have spoken about this concept as well. Different people have different Ishtadev. They are same God. When you start progressing spiritually, you don't see difference between, the different Ishtadevs that you have. Somebody may have Lord Shiva, somebody may have Lord Ram, somebody may have Lord Krishna. Right? You see the same, it's a different form of the same Father that I have. Right? It says that Ek sadhe, sab sadhe na koi. So when you do it when you start digging one well for your Ishtadev, that is what God is saying. That is when you deepen that relationship. And Ananyata is basically something that would be needed when we progress on the path of spirituality or bhakti. There's an interesting humorous story around it. There was a guy, he said, you know what, I just worship Golok, Vrindavan, Vihari, Shri Krishna only. I don't know who is Ram. No, I don't worship Ram. I don't worship Ganesh and, all the different idols previously I used to have in my temple. The other person said, so he said, I am Ananya. So the other person says, you are Ananya, then I am Fananya. He said, what is Fananya? Fananya means, he said, I don't even know who they are. Okay, I just know Golok. So point here being, when you start deepening your devotion, you focus on that and have a clarity that it's the same form of your Father. You don't see that this is different, little bit of this, little bit of that. No, you start building that exclusivity, and that really takes your devotion to another level with proper understanding that it's the same moon with different reflections, not that somebody's different there. And at the same time, you discard Devi Devtas. Okay, you don't fall prey to those allurements. You go to the Supreme Lord himself, not Devi Devtas for material boons. Great presentation, Sri Ramya. Anybody who wanted to ask any questions to Sri Ramya said, okay, bring it on. Okay, I'm ready to take on any questions on Ananyata. So don't worry, I'll be here as we all are here. But anybody who wanted to say anything about the presentation or ask any questions on it?
Radhe Radhe. There are a few hands raised. Before that, I would like to thank Sri Ramya ji. It's a perfect way to start the things, and it is for us now to match up to her what she has done for all of us. So it's pretty tough for me, I would say, in my case. So Samji, over to you. Radhe Radhe.
You have set a benchmark, Shri Ramya, right? Very nice.
Okay,
Nice.
so if I could say one word, two phrases actually. So this reminds me of two songs which I learned from my team and from my co-participants in the team. So one I learned from Nitin Ji's करते हो तुम कन्हैया बस नाम हो रहा है, and the second one is this one. It was a special request from Anita ji to mention this. She wanted to mention this song as part of the presentation. तुम मेरे थे मेरे हो मेरे रहोगे. So I don't know the lyrics beyond this, but maybe in one of the bhajan sections we would take this up. Thank you.
Beautiful, Shri Ramya. Very nice. Very true. See, this is the whole objective of spinning these teams, where you can, realize and experience it every day, that it is God and Guru who get the job done. You are just being an instrument by expressing your willingness to play along. That's all. They will get the job done, and it's a great. I'm glad that you've floated and taken that initiative, and then I'm sure more people will join in. And so wait out for all the presentation, or if you want to sign up with Shri Ramya's team, feel free to do so now as well. I wanted to make a quick announcement that we're looking for volunteers to manage the sound system. If you're in or around Dallas and are trainable and willing to do that, SEVA, please come forward. Sunday satsang, we really need help, and during Sunday satsang, to manage the sound system, and training would be provided to you. Great SEVA, because it gets broadcasted globally. If you want to be part of that SEVA, please fill in the feedback tracker, especially if you know somebody or you are interested to do it in or around Dallas area, and you'll be instrumental in basically taking those bhajans and kirtans pretty much around the globe by working on that sound system. Okay, so it's not a small SEVA. Yes, let's hear from other participants in the meantime.
Yeah, I wish I could do that, but so sorry.
Shyamji, it will happen. So if you have made that desire, it will work out.
Sure.
This universe is like a kaya kalpa vriksh, sorry, not kaya kalpa, kalpa vriksh, wish fulfilling tree. So it may happen very soon.
Thank you so much. Nakabogu is asking meaning of kusang. Kusang means bad company, and how to elaborate?
Kusang means anything that takes your mind to worldly matters. Okay, it's very simple definition, which takes you away from God. Hey, what happened to the neighbor? Have you heard about this? Let's do this. Okay, let's chill out, guys. No, chill out is okay. What I'm trying to say is anything that takes your mind to worldly topics, gossips, and away from God is called kusang. Okay, and then they will basically that is something that needs to be avoided on this path. Okay.
Thank you so much. Yeah, Samji, Radhe Radhe, please go ahead.
Radhe Radhe. Wow, what a wonderful job, Ramya ji. Just like Nitin ji, you did an excellent job, and it was very, very informative. Thank you. I just want to congratulate you and your team. Excellent job. Radhe Radhe. Thank you.
Very well researched, Sri Ramya. In fact, you could actually fill in. I mean, during the course of these presentations, we may come across people who can actually fill in when I'm traveling or something, and Sri Ramya is one of them. It's so nicely researched and very articulative. So Sri Ramya, you are, we've got our pair of eyes on you going forward now. So, job well done. Thank you. Let's hear
One thing. Did she also read Bhagavatam and Ramayana besides Bhagavad Gita? It's tough for us, Ramya.
Okay, so I forgot to mention this, that this was a team effort, and the specific slide of references came in from Rajita ji.
See, it was a team effort. I can see that.
So good to know. So it's tough for, I guess, my team now. Okay, over to you, Samji. Radhe Radhe.
No pressures, Shyamji.
Radhe Radhe.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, presentation is very good, but my question is not related to presentation.
Yeah, go ahead. But remember the oath we had taken together, okay?
See, yeah, I will be on the game, but provided the other person is also.
There is no but, however.
No, with two conditions, please. If we are attached to anything other than God, how will it affect people around us?
If you are attached to anything other than God, then you are dirtying your mind, because that person would be operating either in tamas Rajas or Sattva, right? So when you do that, when you are building more sanskars entrenched in the world, of course, you are not purifying yourself. You are dirtying yourself further. And when you dirty yourself further, why would people feel comfortable and confident with you, right? It will only cause more conflicts around you. Unless you're attaching your mind to somebody who's at a spiritually higher level than you. Even that is not perfect, but that is better than attaching to somebody who could be dirtying your mind further, right? That you would never know. So safer bet is not to attach your mind to world just for the sake of it. How would it help basically?
Okay.
Rag and Dvesh both are told, right, in our scriptures.
Hmm.
Both have to be avoided in this world. They are the two sides of the same coin and would have the same impact.
Okay.
But Dvesh is even more difficult to climb. Rag you can probably overcome. Dvesh you cannot overcome. It's much more difficult to overcome Dvesh. Okay, so world is why to dirty it further, right? If we are smart, we'll not dirty it further. But if we choose not to be smart, then that choice is always there. That is our default setting anyways. Great. Let's hear from Monica ji and Anita ji. Then we
Monica ji, Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe, Monica ji.
Radhe Radhe, everyone. Radhe Radhe. Shyamji, why were you so happy wishing me Radhe Radhe? Because you know that we are the last ones, right? And team, very well presented.
Your voice is breaking in between.
Would be my network. Is it
No, it's
any?
okay. No, it's okay.
Okay. So I was saying that this reminded me of my 13,500 skydiving jump. There, the instructor, he asked whoever is the bravest can come first. So I just rose my hand because I was actually the one who was, you know, the most, I really got scared, right? So he could see on my face. So the same thing here. I thought that maybe presenting it last would be a good thing, but no, the bar is so high already. So we'll have to match up. So team, you all saw that, right? Very well presented, very well articulated and researched. So, and Nitinji, whatever you said, right? When you're traveling, Shri Ramya ji can actually help you. This was, I think, my point you stole already. Aap mein wo siddhi aa gayi hai. But anyways.
I think we'll have a pool of people, and Shri Ramya is the first one. You know, you could be the third or the second one. You never know, right? So that's the whole idea. We can scout for that. But yeah, wonderful presentation, Shri Ramya. Loved it. Okay.
Yes. Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe. All
Thank
right.
you so much, Monica ji. Yeah. Anita ji, Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe, Radhe Radhe everyone. Ramya ji, excellent presentation. Like you are so kind that I just requested to add the bhajan. You just put my name. I don't deserve it. But this presentation, even though I saw the slides, everything, you present it so well that what we learned this whole year, you summarized up in just these 10 minutes. Thank you so very much. It like all that knowledge, whatever we learned so far, it just, we got that cream, that icing on the cake. Like it just, we just grabbed it so in a quick session of time. Thank you so very much. And Nitinji very well said that you can take upon whenever Nitinji is traveling. So I really agree with Nitinji. Like, yeah, it's really a good job. Thank you so very much.
Shri Ramya, you are capable of much more than you previously gave yourself credit for. Okay, so it was wonderful, and I would like to acknowledge, Shri Ramya, Anita ji, Aparna ji, Arun ji, Sumedha ji, Jigyasa, Purva ji, and Rajita ji, Jigyasa ji, everybody, who chimed in and helped her out, gave her the confidence to come and, present it so beautifully. Like you said, it is a huge compliment, right? You were able to sum it up, get the cream of so many learnings that we had and present it in such a quick time. So kudos to you, Shri Ramya. And I think this should give you much more confidence. And sometimes we just have to take the first step, and then we realize, the ball is rolling and it's not so difficult as I previously thought, right? So I'm sure you will do a wonderful job, and we would love to hear from you more often and doing these kind of presentations. You research so well, you articulate so well, presented it so well, and then you're able to get the required support from your team as well. So all these are wonderful qualities. So kudos for that once again. All right, we have 4 more minutes, 2 more hands we can take, and then we'll wrap up. So great job, Shri Ramya.
Yeah, on second thoughts, I'm saying that A की बिना सेवा नहीं होगी और S की में सेवा नहीं होगी. So I will go to Shirama ji for my turn also. Shirama ji, please be prepared now.
He's already set the benchmark, so I look forward to the remaining presentations as well.
Urvi, over to
Yes,
you.
Urvi.
Radhe,
Radhe, Radhe, Urvi.
Radhe, Radhe. Team Ananya and Sri Ramya ji, like you had a wonderful, wonderful presentation, and you already set the bar so high for us. So next is our presentation. And while I was looking at the presentation, I was like, oh my God, the standards are already set so high. And I just loved it, the way you got the scriptural quotations related to the topic at the end, and the way you used Ananya as the acronym and described all the qualities. It was like, that way we can also retain the knowledge with us. And obviously, devotion has to be exclusive, and it was fantastic. Thank you.
Very nice, Urvi. And I hope you're all set for the retreat, online retreat, and you're not going to cause a national stir, right? By hopping on a train. So that is good. But yeah, enjoy the retreat that's coming up now. Great. Well, ultimately, it's hard to improve perfection, but I'm sure each one of the teams are going to fine tune the bar. I'll not say raise the bar, but yeah, you'll do great as well. I look forward to other. Yes, Sandhya, you wanted to say something?
We are just like, I think everything is already covered. I wanted to just mention that this week only we were learning about being a leader, setting an example, and Shri Ramya ji, you have just demonstrated it excellently. So thank you so much. I'm feeling so, like glad that you are leading one of the teams, and your entire team has really demonstrated it beautifully. So thank you. Yeah, that's it.
I see a teardrop falling down from Monica ji. Yes, you would like to chime in the reason for the tear coming down?
Pressure getting built up. Last one, right? Sri Ramya ji, and then Urvi, and then Shyam ji, and then gone.
Swami ji beautifully defines it as divine pressure or divine stress. Okay, so it may not be a bad thing. Now you have to think, okay, we have to do this with that. You'll all do well, I'm telling you. So all the best to all the other teams. Like I said, you can fill out the feedback tracker. If you have gotten so mesmerized and inspired by Sri Ramya's presentation, then you may want to give it a shot, starting with Ananya team. You'll get to work with Sri Ramya, but we still have 3 more teams to go. So let's look out for those presentations as well.
Yeah, now I know why Ramya is called Shri Ramya.
Yeah. No, we can probably name her as Shri Ramya now, okay?
It was so crisp, so clear in a 10-minute thing that everything was perfectly...
It was very well articulated.
Like designed, yeah.
Okay, so I know we have a hard stop, so we have, I think, time. So wish you all the best. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow, continuing on this topic of discussion, and we'll talk about the spectrum of spirituality. Where are you? Okay, so it will be a self-discovery session tomorrow where you can figure out where do you fall in that trajectory and what is your desired state that you need to be on. So we'll continue on that fascinating journey tomorrow. With that said, stay blessed, stay safe, and all the best. Good night, good day. I'll see you tomorrow. You can stay back for the next session. Over to you, Sunil Bhai and Ajay, if you're already around.
Thank you, Nitin Bhai. Beautiful presentation, Sri Ramya ji. Stay tuned, everybody. We're going to learn the law of love. We're going to look into that. So let's start the recording and let's start.